Hi Marion, this is Michael. Thank you again for letting me send you this video here so I can just give you a quick rundown on what we do and how I might be able to help you get some more customers for your electrician business there. Um, so I'll get right into it here. Most people, when they're searching for an electrician near them or in Prescott or any other business or service really that's local, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to get on their phone and they're going to pull out Google and they're going to put it into Google. So what I've done here is I've typed in electricians in Prescott, Arizona, which is roughly what most people would type in if they're searching for an electrician in Prescott. They might try electricians near me or electricians just in Prescott, not with the AZ, a couple different variations, but in general that's about what people are going to search, and the results aren't going to vary too much based on that as long as you say electricians and Prescott in there somewhere. So if you'll notice right here, this is called the Google Maps pack, and this is where all the local results show up. So if you scroll down here, these could be websites in any other area. I mean, I typed in Prescott, so a lot of them are going to be local, but you've got Yelp and Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau. So a lot of those are just going to be data aggregators and directories that show up down there. So 90% of people are going to click on these top three here in the local results. And very few are going to click down here on more places, which means that, Cobb and Mr. Electric and Ponderosa, they're going to get the lion's share of the clicks, which means they're going to get the major bulk of the actual business that's available in the Quad Cities area here. So if I was to click on more places here and start looking for Granite Creek Electric, I'm going to scroll down here. So right now, it looks like you're not even showing up on here. So that would make it very difficult for customers to find you. I know anytime that, we've had plumbing and electrical work here done multiple times in my house, and the first thing I always do is I go to Google and I look for the highest star rating in here. So if I was to scroll in here on the map a little bit, then the results over here will refresh because they are a little bit based on proximity. So now let's scroll down again and see if we can find you. Okay, so there you are. So if I scroll in a little bit there, then you end up as number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I actually called Estes Electric earlier. They're listed at number 8 right now, and their phone number wasn't even working. I couldn't even get a hold of them. I'm pretty sure that they're actually out of business, but they're still up 2 spots ahead of you in Google Maps, which is not a very good place to be honest with you. I mean, if you want to get more business, you need to be up here at the top where people are going to see you when they're actually searching for an electrician. So that being said, I went and obviously I clicked on your website, and your website isn't bad, but as far as the actual content, coming down here and reading this big paragraph about your services, and then another big paragraph about your electrical services, it's pretty bunched up to be able to read. I don't think a lot of people, especially myself, are going to actually read through a 10-line paragraph on a website. It's not laid out in a very user-friendly way. I mean, you've got some nice features like the parallax on the background here, how the images kind of slide up at a different rate than what's on in front of them, which is nice looking. But the website itself is just not very user-friendly. And then we've got contact us down here. What I would like to see as a business is to have a professional business address, email address that would say so-and-so at granitecreekelectric.com versus at yahoo.com. It just makes you stand out as a little bit more of a legitimate business when people are searching for a business. But down here in the footer, all you have is the contact us form. You don't have an address or phone number or an embedded Google map or anything. So I mean, it's good that you have a website and that it looks relatively nice, but at the same time, it's really not doing much for you, to be honest. Google's not going to be indexing a lot of the stuff that's on this website because of the way it's laid out, and a lot of the things that you omitted. For example, your address and your business hours and things of that nature. Those are things that Google looks for in order to rank you higher in the Google Maps section. And then another thing is if you click on any of these, it's all one page. It just takes you to a different spot on the page. So just having one page of content is also hurting your Google rankings, because what it likes to do is it's going to pull keywords from your content here. But if you've got various keywords, then you're kind of competing with yourself by having different things all on the same page, rather than having, one page for generator repair, one page for electrical services, one page for LED light installation, for example. Then Google would be able to index each of those pages individually, and they would each get a higher ranking, rather than having one page where all of your different keywords and services are actually competing with each other on the same page. And as far as the local SEO, like I said, having a Google map embedded down in the footer along with your address and phone number, things of that nature, would really help bump you up in the Google listings. And then another thing that you would need to have is what's called a schema markup on the website, which I can tell just by looking at it. This was made in WordPress, so that would be very easy to do, to get you a schema markup, so that Google starts. It's basically a code that Google recognizes a lot easier, which helps index all of your business information to help move you up in the rankings, so you get more business. So moving on from your website, there's a couple different audit tools that I like to use. This one's called Moz. Basically what it's doing is showing the different directories that the Google Maps section is going to be pulling from. So the first one over here in primary source is obviously Google Maps. You can see by the Google Maps logo here, it shows that it's 100% incomplete. Facebook, I wasn't able to find a Facebook profile for your business. I don't know if you have one. I just wasn't able to find it. But this tool wasn't able to find it either. Same with super pages, info group, localese. There is some information about your business on CityGrid and Insider pages, as well as Hot Frog and Axiom, and just a little bit here on Yellow Pages, but not much. The vast majority of the information that's out there regarding your business is either incomplete, inconsistent, or duplicates. So if I click on incomplete here, you've got Hot Frog, Yellow Pages, Insider pages. All these listings are incomplete. Whatever percentage it may be. As far as inconsistency, what they look at, or what Google looks at rather, to determine which ones they should rank higher, is if your information is out on the internet in multiple places, but it's inconsistent. Like one listing has your address in one spot, and then a different listing has completely different address or different phone number. Then Google questions the legitimacy, rather than if everything was the exact same name, address, and phone number, and everything looked exactly the same, Google would say, okay, well this is obviously the correct information for this business. We don't have to try and guess which one's right and which one's wrong. And being able to solidify all that information better, Google ranks it a lot higher. So basically, the more places you're out on the internet as far as directories and data aggregators, with having, being paired with having the correct information in each one of those directories and listings, makes a big difference on where you rank when somebody searches for an electrician in Prescott. Then same thing with here with duplicates. Having duplicates hurts your rankings quite a bit as well. So you've got duplicates in all these places. Axiom, you've got the duplicate. In Yellow Pages, you've actually got 3 different ones here. Oh, never mind. That pulled Granite Creek Antiques, I guess, and Rehab Center. So, the Yellow Pages probably aren't a duplicate unless there's just some cross information in there, maybe. But that would be something else that I would look into as well, if you wanted my help here. And then another tool that I'd like to look at here that's a little bit more in depth of the different citations from data aggregators and directories is showing 89% of your listings are inaccurate in one way or another. So you've got Bing here, and it's showing just Prescott, Arizona, no full address, which is why it's showing inconsistent with Yahoo over here, who has you at 140 North Marina. And then all of these, obviously you've got a lot of these that you don't have any listings on. Yelp it's showing consistent only because Bing and Yelp, they both have just Prescott, Arizona rather than a full address, which you want them to all have your full address. You want to have a business address, so that it can compare all these together. So I mean, this one says Prescott, Arizona. So Google's not going to basically give that any weight as far as ranking you higher in the Google Map Pack. In fact, it's probably going to penalize you for it. So getting citations at all these directories and data aggregators and making them consistent would be a huge help to getting you up there in the top 3. Even if we can get you in the top 6, that would be a huge improvement, because like I say, there are some people who still will click on that more places link and expand the results, just not nearly as many. So obviously the goal is to get you up in the top 3 there, and it looks like there's a lot of places that we can improve. And for example, if I was to go over to like Cobb Electric, I think they were at the top. Pop back over here. Yeah, Cobb Electric is at the top here. So if we were to do the same kind of search for Cobb Electric, which I would actually go ahead and do really quick. Right, so I apologize, it's taking a second to load here. Got a lot of tabs open. Okay. So if we put in Cobb Electric and then pop over and get their address and their phone number. I apologize, this is taking a minute to load here. Okay. So it's showing that Cobb is only about 33% inaccurate listings, and that tells me right off the bat that if they're on 35% after it finished, they're on top of the Google Map Pack. They're the #1 result, and they have 35% inaccurate listings. That tells me that if we work on yours, get some more citations, clean up the ones that you currently have, and make them all consistent, do some on-site SEO on your website so that it's pulling all that information from so many different sources, that we can probably get you on top of Cobb. So let me scroll down here. They've got Yahoo and Bing. It just says Prescott, Arizona versus, Facebook. They have their actual full address, just like Yelp. They don't have listings in Foursquare, MapQuest, Superpages. They do have quite a lot of listings, as you can see, and the vast majority of them are consistent with each other. As you can see, like nothing's coming up in red for a lot of these. Which means, they've put a lot of work into doing this, which is why they're so successful. So, the little things like this with, being in Yahoo, having just Prescott instead of a full address. Yellow Pages doesn't even have an address for them. These are the things that are going to allow us to compete with them. And then if I was to hop over to their website, right there, I can show you a little bit about the on-site SEO that they have right now. So for example, for electric services, they've got a different page for residential, a different page for commercial, a different page for RV and auto charging. They've got a gallery page over here. And even the gallery itself is kind of a testament to how well this company is doing, because you can see the very first page is this guy. I'm going to assume he's the owner, and he's sitting there next to a brand new Tesla Model S. And then there's one of them working. You keep going, and you see this, what looks also like a pretty new Ford F-150 Platinum Edition with a personalized license plate for the business. So, obviously this business is doing well as far as being able to get business and customers pretty frequently. And then if you look down here in their footer, they've got their full address, they've got their email addresses, phone number, their business hours. They've got a little what's new sort of feed down here. I'm not sure if that's dynamic or not. And then also very important, they have links, social links to their Yelp, Facebook, and Google Plus pages, and that is also huge. Because the more links you have back and forth between the different sources of correct information for your business online, the more it's going to help. And then with the company, we've got Contact Us and About Us. So you go over here to Contact Us. They've got the same thing that they have in the footer, which is just kind of reaffirming that. If they were to take a Google map of their location and embed it in here, that would go a long way to helping them. But that's, I'm telling you that. I'm not telling them that right now. They're already on top. And our goal is to get you on top. So that is about it. Like I say, I'm pretty confident that with where Cobb is at and where you're at, that if we get going on this, we can compete with them and we can get you a lot of business. Because I'm sure that 80-90% of the actual electric work available in the Quad Cities area is going to somebody in the top 3 listings over here in Google. And that means that all the rest of these places, including yourself, that are all down here, are splitting 10 or 20% of the total available business in the area between all of you. So, if you average it out, that might leave you 2 or 3% of the total business. Versus if you were at the top, you might be getting, conservatively 40 or 50%. So, I think there's a lot that we can do for your business. And the good thing is local SEO and website design properly without going to the kind of companies that gouge you, which I certainly don't. But it tends to be a lot less expensive than other traditional forms of advertising. So I do business right now. I do advertising for a beauty salon in Prescott Valley, and they were using just flyers and mailers and things of that nature, and they were spending twice as much for what I charge for local SEO just for mailing out those flyers once a month. So if you find the information in this video helpful, please do feel free to get in contact with me. I'm going to put this video on one of my web pages, and there should be a calendar on the page here where you can actually click and schedule a time that works best for you. And you just put in your name and phone number and some other information, and then I will call you at the time that you select. Also, if you prefer, you can also just go ahead and give me a call. I'll just straight up give you my phone number. It's 928-238-3400 if you'd rather just call me on the fly rather than scheduling a time. I can't promise I'll answer because I am pretty busy with other companies around here as well. If you schedule a time, obviously that time will be solid, but you can always try to reach me just on my regular phone number if you like as well. So I look forward to hearing from you. My website is searchopotamus.com, and I'll actually pull it up here for you really quick just so you can see it, so you know that it's the correct one. So this is the website, and like I say, it's just searchopotamus.com, so feel free to visit us there. You can contact me on there as well. Anyways, I hope that we can do business together, and I look forward to hearing from you. So have a great day.